Hello everyone and welcome back. In this new lesson we're going to implement a new NgRx effect. The effect is going to listen for actions of type course requested, and in response to that it's going to fetch a course from the backend. So let's go ahead and create here a new file in our courses module. We are going to call it course.effects.ts. Inside it we are going to be creating here a new side effects class that we are going to call course effects. This is going to contain all the effects linked to the course entity. Let's go ahead and make it an Angular service by adding the injectable decorator. And once we have this injectable in place, we can already go ahead and link it to the courses module. Let's switch to courses module then, and we're going to declare this as being an NgRx feature module that contains feature side effects. Let's use the effects module for feature method, and we are going to pass it in the course effects class. And with this, our course effects class is already plugged in into the framework, so let's now implement our side effect. Let's first give it a name. We are going to call it load course. Let's then annotate this observable with the effect decorator, and let's also inject here in our constructor the NgRx effects actions observable that we are going to be using to derive our load course observable. So this is of type actions that is imported from the NgRx effects package. So what actions are we responding to with this effect? We are looking for actions of type course requested. So this is the action type that we are looking for. If we jump into it, we can see that this is linked to the course requested string from this enum. So let's take this and go back to our class and filter only the actions of this particular type using, as usual, the of type operator. The action type that we are looking for is course action types.course requested, and let's add here a parametric type. This is going to return an observable that emits values of type course requested. At this point we are essentially filtering for actions of type course requested. What we need to do whenever we receive such an action is switch to a call on the backend, get that value, and from that value create a new course loaded action that we have defined here, containing the payload that we just received from the backend. So the question here is, what RxJS operator should we use to make the backend call? We are going to be using the merge map operator. So we are not going to be using switch map because we don't want any cancellation logic on this request. Merge map would cause multiple parallel requests in case our course request action was going to be emitted multiple times. So some actions that, for example, are linked to the clicking of a button might potentially be issued multiple times. That does not happen in the concrete case of this action, so we can go ahead and use the merge map operator. Now, what should we do once we have the action? We should call the backend, so let's go ahead and inject here our courses service so that we can fetch the course from the backend. So here we have it, the courses service is injected. We are now going to call this courses service. We're going to call the find course by ID method. And we're going to pass it the course ID that we have here in the payload of our course requested action. The result of calling merge map is going to be an observable that is going to be emitting these course objects coming from the backend. So what should we do with that course object? Well, we're going to transform it into an action, because let's remember that's what we should be emitting here with this observable is new actions. So we are going to take here the course and we're going to map it into a new course loaded action. We're going to go ahead and pass in here the payload of this action, which is an object with a course property containing the course that was just loaded. So this effect will be emitting actions containing the course. This is then going to be sent to the store. The store will then need to save this course in memory by using a reducer. And with this in place, we have completed the implementation of our load course effect. Let's take a moment to see what will happen next. We are dispatching here the course loaded action back to the store. This action currently would not have any effect on the store because we don't have a reducer associated to this action. What we need to do is to add a reducer that is going to receive this action and is going to save the course in memory so that the course can be broadcasted to the view course screen, for example. Let's now see how NgRx entity makes it very simple to write our reducers for entities using the adapter that we have defined previously.